Okay, students, now we are going to talk about sentence problems. Now, before talking about sentence problem, now let's look at the following sentences. The first sentence, they did everything as instructed, they deserve to get a reward. And the second sentence, she is not excited, she has ever tried it many times before. What do you think? Are they compound sentence? Okay, now let's see one by one. Okay, in this example, we find that there are two clauses here. The first one is they did everything as instructed, and the second one, they deserve to get a reward. But once again, is it a compound sentence? Yeah, remember that compound sentence is a sentence, or compound sentence consists of two independent clauses. Independent clauses. Do we have two independent clauses in the above sentence? Yes, we have two clauses here. The first one, they did everything as instructed. And the second one, they deserve to get a reward. But is it a compound sentence? The definition of compound sentence is two independent clauses which are connected correctly. Now, the questions now, are they connected correctly? These two clauses, are they connected correctly? The answer is no, because there is no connection here. In the previous explanation, we learned that the way to connect two independent clauses, they are four-way. Clause 1, clause 2. The first one is by using comma, fanboys. Second one, you use semicolon. Third, semicolon and conjunctive adverb. And the fourth one, by using correlative conjunction. Now, you see in the sentence, there is no one of this connection used to connect two independent clauses. So we can say that there are two independent clauses here, but it is not a compound sentence. Why? Because these two independent clauses are not connected correctly. What happened with this sentence? We call it as a run-on sentence. Run-on sentence is one of the problem in the sentence. Now let's see the second example. She is not excited. She has ever tried it many times before. Let's identify how many clauses in this sentence. Yep, this is the first independent clause. She is not excited. And this is the second independent clause. Remember, why do we call it as a clause? Because each clause has subject and verb. Now, there are two independent clauses. It is based on the definition of compound sentence. There are two independent clauses. But is it a compound sentence? We use comma. Yeah. Even though these two independent clauses are combined by using comma, we still cannot categorize it as compound sentence. Why? Because comma doesn't belong to one of these connectors. The connectors for two independent clauses are comma, fanboys, semicolon, semicolon conjunctive adverb, or correlative conjunction. So if you just use comma here, it means that this is not a compound sentence. And the problem of this sentence, we call it as comma splice. Okay, so there are two sentence problems when combining two independent clauses that mostly happen in someone's writing. The first one is run-on sentence. If you just combine two independent clauses without using any punctuation, we call it as run-on sentence. Or you combine two independent clauses by using comma only. We call it as comma splice. Now, if there are problems in both of that sentences, how do we make it correct? How to revise the sentence to make it into a correct compound sentence? Now, let's see the first sentence. They did everything as instructed. They deserve to get a reward. Yeah, the problem of this sentence is there is no punctuation or there is no connectors used to connect two independent clauses, and we call it as run-on sentence. To revise it or to make it into a correct compound sentence, we can add, we can use comma and the relation of the idea. They did everything as instructed, so they deserve to get a reward. By adding comma and so, we can make it into a correct compound sentence. Or, besides so, you can also use conjunctive adverb, probably, semicolon. Yeah, for showing result, you can use therefore. Yeah, so the correct sentence, they did everything as instructed, comma, so they deserve to get a reward. Or, they did everything as instructed, semicolon, therefore, comma, they deserve to get a reward. Yeah. How about the second sentence? How do we correct it? She is not excited. She has ever tried many times before. The second clause is the reason why she is not excited. So the appropriate coordinating conjunction that we can use here is comma and for. For, remember, for means because. Yeah. Once again, if there are two clauses connected with comma only or without any punctuation or correct connectors, we can revise it or we can make it correct by adding comma and fanboys, or semicolon and conjunctive adverbs, or correlative conjunctions. Now let's come to another sentence problem. Okay, now let's see the next type of sentence problems. Now look at the following example or the following sentences. The first one, Andy didn't come yesterday because he was sick. Yeah, this problem is mostly found in students' writing. Can you see the problem in this sentence? What is the problem in this sentence? Yeah, Andy didn't come yesterday. This is a sentence, right? We have subject and verb here, and period, because he was sick, is also subject and verb. So what is the problem in this sentence? Yeah, because there is a word because he was sick is a dependent clause. Dependent clause cannot stand by itself. It needs independent clause. If you put the period here, it means that this dependent clause stands by itself. If you put dependent clause between two periods, we categorize it as one of the problem in writing the sentence, and we call it as fragment. Fragment is incomplete sentence. Yeah. Is it incomplete? Yes, because it is only dependent clause. We need independent clause to make the sentence complete. Okay. And the second example, people talking about the accidents. People talking about the accident. What is the sentence element which is missing in this example? We have subject. Do we have verb? Talking, is it a verb? No, it is not a verb. If we consider it as a verb, we need are here, right? So, people talking about the accidents are only, people talking about accidents can only be used as the subject. So, we can conclude that there is no verb in this is not a sentence, in this group of words. Yeah, if you put it in your paragraph, you put the period before and the period after the accidents, we also call it as fragment. So fragment, run-on sentence, and comma splice, we mostly find it in the students' writing. If they put the ideas into paragraph and we see the connection between the sentences in a paragraph, we can find some sentences have a problems either with run-on sentence, comma splice, or fragment. So as a conclusion, there are three types of problems in the sentence. The first one is run-on sentence. If you combine two independent clauses without using any connectors. The second one is comma splice. If you combine two independent clauses only by using comma. Now, how to revise these two problems or how to make the sentence correct? Yeah, you can combine the two independent clauses with the appropriate connectors. You may choose one of the 4 connectors. And the third one, the third problem is fragment. If the sentence doesn't have complete elements.